Hey friends, so now we're gonna speak about the technical part of data modeling in Power BI. It will not be easy, so I need your full focus. Now the thing is, Power BI is very advanced in data modeling and as well very sensitive. That means not only making a bad decision in big topic like how to module the data in star schema, Snowflake and so on could lead to bad performance and bad results, as well a tiny small mistake that you decide in the data model, like for example the cardinality on a relationship between two tables, could lead to bad numbers and bad results. So that's why it is not an easy topic to learn and, to be honest, to teach. You have to do a lot of projects in order to understand the different scenarios and why we do those decisions. Now I'm gonna do my best to bring all the scenarios that I had in my projects as scenarios in this course. So now let's get started.
Ramming speed. Here we go. Okay.
Alright, so now let's start with the foundations. In Power BI we have all those different layers and we're gonna focus now into two layers together, the module and the visual layer. So let's zoom in. The visual layer, it is the place where you're gonna go and build your report. So usually you have like maybe two tables and you pick one of them and start drag and drop to the visual to build maybe a table or a chart, a card, and Power BI gonna just show the visual. But now what's gonna happen if you go to another table and drag and drop inside the same visual? Now Power BI gonna say, okay, but wait, how I'm gonna go and combine those two different data from two different tables in one visual? So Power BI need from you more infos in order to combine the data, and we cannot define the logic in the visual layer. We have to do it in the engine, in the previous layer, the module layer. There we're gonna define everything, the shape of the tables, how the tables are related to each other using relationships, the cardinality, the filtering, the calculations, how the data gonna move from one table to another, define the security rules. So Power BI gonna find all the rules, all the description about how everything is related to each other's and how Power BI gonna go and deal with those two informations in the visual. And based off all those informations in the module layer, Power BI gonna have all the knowledge in order to calculate the numbers and plot charts in the visual layer. And here is the most important thing to understand. If the numbers are wrong in the visual layer, it is highly likely because the rules, the shapes, the relationships on the module layers are wrong. So bad model gonna define bad rules that gonna lead to bad numbers. And of course, my friends, don't expect if you make mistakes on the module layer that you're gonna find big error message in the visual in the reports. No, mostly the report gonna function. You're gonna see numbers, your visuals are working, everything is okay. Only if you or your users make zoom in and start really checking the numbers, they might start seeing those wrong numbers. So mostly the mistakes gonna lead to silent errors that it is really hard to find. But don't worry about it, we're gonna start with the foundations. Now it always starts like this. In my data I have two tables, left and right, and I'm gonna need both of them in my reports. And here, my friend, you have two options, not only one. Either you're gonna go and combine those two tables together into one single table, like we have done in Power Query by merging the tables into one. They are physically now one table. Or the other option that you say, you know what, let's just leave them as it is. So we will not go to Power Query and do anything. We will just like put a line, a relationship between those two. Physically, they're gonna start separated from each other's, but they have a relationship between them. So this is the first decision that you have to make. Either in Power Query you are merging or building relationships in the module layer. Now, of course, we are focusing on the relationships. So what are they? A relationship, it is like a contract between two tables in order for you to define the rules that gonna tell Power BI how to filter and how to combine the data from those two tables into one visual in the front end. And now you might say, wait, you said relationships, we don't combine data, only merging in Power Query we combine. So now we are combining actually in relationships. So what is going on?
What is going on?
Now let's zoom out again. The three layers: Power Query, module layer and visual layer. Now if you merge two tables, it's gonna happen at the beginning, in the start, in the Power Query. So everything gonna be merged together, the columns, the rows, into one single table. And of course in the next layers, the module, the visual, you're gonna see only one single table. So that means combining the data happens in very early stage in the Power Query. But now in the other side, if you go to the module layer and build a relationship between those two tables, they will not get combined. They're gonna stay separated. So that means in module and as well in visual layer, you're gonna see the original two tables, but only if you go and build a chart, a visual in the visual layer, and you start picking data from left and right, only there the data gonna get combined. And of course, not all columns, not all rows. This depends on what you picked and what filters you are using. Now, of course, you're gonna say, okay, when we combine in Power Query and when we build relationships, the rule is very simple. If two tables are describing the same row, like for example, you have customer info and customer emails separated in two different tables, then no need to build relationships. Just go and combine them at early stage in the Power Query. But if you have two different tables, like for example, the sales and the customers, it would be a bad idea to go and combine them together. Instead, build a relationship between them. Those are the two options and the first decision that you have to make. But now we have more things. Now, in order to build a relationship between two tables, you have to define for Power BI three things. First, you have to define the keys. They are common columns between two tables, like IDs, keys, or whatever, so that Power BI know how to match the rows between those two tables. Without it, Power BI has no idea how to combine the rows. Another thing, you have to define the cardinality. Yes, a fancy name. So you have to describe the values inside those keys. And here we have two options that we have to define for each side. It is very simple. One means the values are unique, there is no repetitions, and other value, many, means the values are repeating, they are not unique, and one value can appear multiple times. So that means we have two options, two sides. That means we have four cardinality options. Yes, I can do math.
Hey, Michael, what's 394 times 5,912?
Let's see.
We have one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, and the evil and the one, the only, many-to-many relationship. This is going to be the real suffer. Okay, so let's have a very simple example. We start with the one-to-one relationship. So here we have two tables about the customers. One has the names, the other has the tiers, and they are connected using the customer ID. Now let's go and check the values inside the keys. We can see on the left side, the keys are unique. For each customer, we have exactly one row. That's why the relationship on the left side is 1. Now let's go and check the right side. We have the exact same thing. Values of the customer ID is unique. There are no duplicates, and as well on the right side, it's going to be 1. So that's it. This is the one-to-one relationship. Now let's have an example about the one-to-many relationship. So on the left side, we have the customers again, and on the right side, we have the orders. Now same thing, we're going to check the values inside the keys. On the customers, we don't have duplicates, so they are all unique. But on the right side, we have duplicates. So for the first customer, Maria did place 2 orders. So on the left side, it is 1. On the right side, it is many. It exists more than once. Let's try out John. Same thing. On the left side, 1. On the right side, many. But of course, this is not must. Like for example, Anna, she ordered only once. But since we have duplicates from other customers, this relationship gonna be 1 to many. Now the many to 1, it's exactly the same, but we just like flip. So if the dimension now on the right side, we can say it is many to 1 relationship. So the same thing, we are just like flipping the sides, nothing new. Okay, now we come to the many to many relationship, and here we have 2 tables. On the left side, we have the customer segments, and on the right side, we have the orders, the sales. Same thing, they are connected using the customer ID. But now if you have a look to this, you can see the customer ID is not anymore unique on the left side. So a customer could belong to multiple segments. And on the right side, the fact it was normal because a customer could order multiple things. So that means if I click to one of those customers, same effect, they go and like order multiple things. But now here is the issue. One order belongs now to 2 rows on the left side because the customer belonged to 2 segments. So that means the left side is not anymore 1. It is many, and with that we have many to many relationship. So we have to define the rules on the cardinality. Another thing that you have to define is the filter direction. Now in reporting, we filter data like crazy, and we have to define the direction of how the filter gonna move from one table to another and whether it is allowed. And in order to control the traffic of the filters, we have as well some options. So now again, we have this simple example where we have 2 tables, the sales and the segments, and for each table we have like an aggregation. For the segments, we have the total number of segments, and here we have the total number of sales. Now, one option to define the direction of the filters to say it is single filter from the left to the right. So for example, if I go and filter the data for the customer ID, you can see the sales is already filtered with the total, but as well the right side is filtered. So we have here only 2 segments. Same thing, if I go and filter the data by another customer, you can see it always has an effect on the right side. So whatever I'm filtering on the the left, the filter is going to the right side. But now if I go and start filtering from the right side, you can see, okay, the table is filtered. We have only 2 segments, but this filter has no effect on the sales. I'm still seeing the total number of sales. So the filter is not traveling from the right side to the left side. Same thing if I go and select the other customers. You can see the sales table is not affected. Now, of course, we can do the opposite where we can say single filter from segment to the sales. So this time, if I filter on the segments, it's gonna filter the sales. But now, of course, if I filter the sales, there is no effect on the right side. Now, if you say, you know what, let's have it free for all. Everything filter everything. For that, we're gonna use the both. So that means if I'm filtering on the left side, the data gonna get filtered on the right side. And the same thing, if I'm filtering on the right side, the data are getting filtered on the left side. So wherever I'm filtering, it's gonna go everywhere. So as you can see, my friends, with this, we can control the behavior of the whole data model, how the data is filtered, and this has a great effect on the reports. So those are the 3 rules that we have to define on the relationships, the keys, cardinalities, and the filter direction. And guess what? We will not do this only between 2 tables. We have to do it for the whole data model. Each time you connect 2 tables, you have to define those. And if you do it wrong, you're gonna get wrong results. All right, my friends, so now enough with the sketches and the theory. Let's go back to Power BI and practice.